back at the 2013 CrossFit Games North Central Regional. It's now the men's turn to do battle in front of this electric crowd at Navy Pier. I'm Chase Ingram alongside Bill Grundler, and we are live for men's Heat 4, Event 4, the hundreds. Now, Bill, we saw the teams go, we saw the women go, as well as 3 men's heats. That's a lot of sitting around time for these 12 guys. And watching all this go. How do you stay focused and relaxed, but yet kind of alert during these past 6 hours that these guys have been here?
They really need to stay focused on themselves. This is the point where they need to get a little selfish. They need to sit down, relax, get away from the field, get away from the crowd, put the headphones on, and just kind of melt away for a little while. If you stand out here and watch what everyone's doing, try to get some ideas, then the whole time that energy is building up, and you don't want to waste that energy, especially when you're about to hit something like this. Stay relaxed, stay focused on what you need to do. Do your mobility stuff, get yourself ready to go. Do your normal warm-up as you come into it, not trying to get up ready 3 hours ahead of time. But when you're ready to go in your turn, you're on. The hard part is when the guys start, it's an hour ago. So that's what they were doing.
Men are in the building. They are all chasing one man. Philip Knight is sitting in time to make actually heat number 2 at a blistering time of 22:56. Now, we're like, oh, heat 2, how did that performance happen? Well, Philip Knight is a veteran. He had a really, really rough day. Way over his hand. For this event.
Shocked, actually, his first day. That's not something I would have expected. I don't know if it was his first day for but I'll tell you about that. What he did today, the performance that he had was amazing. It was a good question.
You see Justin Allen in yellow shorts. He's currently sitting in second place with 19 points. Brandon Casper came in with 14th place one. That's Kyle Casper Bauer. He's right now sitting at 25 points out, and just ahead of him is Jared Stevens with 20. So there's still a very pace. And we have a lot of work to do. This is the 100 off. All shots, 100 chest bar pull-ups, 100 pistols. Snatches.
We have made the 5 men race record. Wanting to see, I don't want to put my money on kind of historic. And Jared Stevens right now sitting in 3rd place, but you know what? He got through that second one. But I think he's kind of hidden in the shadows a little bit. I think we're going to see some special come from him.
Well, we'll see how the prediction holds up. The men are off from left to right. We have Alex Nettie, who put on a great performance during the overhead squat muscle-ups. Next to him, Jared Stevens, who again had a solid day, had some trouble with that overhead squat, but still a solid placing. Brandon Pastoric in lane 6 and Justin Allen in lane 7, who was your overall winner coming out of the open. He's currently sitting in 2nd place.
You know, with Jared Stevens, he actually had a 2nd place in the first event, a 1st place in the 3rd event, and then a 17th place in the overhead, and that's what brought him into that 3rd place position. But even with that, it's super close. Justin Allen's 1 point ahead of him with 19. Brandon Pastoric has 14, so the race is really close. As you well know, there's a lot of points to be had over this event and with tomorrow. But I think that there's going to be a really race. I want to see the race between Alex Nettie and Brandon Pastoric. 2011, in the 100s, they were head-to-head there here as well. Nettie actually dropped the bar for the overhead squats. Before the very end of the event, dropped it. Brandon Pastoric went 3 through. Brandon ended up beating him by 5 seconds. So I think that might be a race that we're going to see as well.
It is a race relevant to the hundreds we saw 2 years ago, and maybe the finishing part of this event with the 100 dumbbell snatches. We can draw something from last year when we saw the dumbbell snatches previously. Now, you said Brandon Pastoric won the hundreds in 2011. He's currently in the lead with about 40 reps to go, but if we look back at the snatches, he actually got 19th in that workout last year, so he might have to come out early knowing that that might not be a strong suit at the end of this event.
Exactly. And depending on where their strong point is, that's where they want to make their move. Or prior to that, if the snatch is going to be an issue, then you need to get through the wall balls comfortably, get through the pulls comfortably, get through the pistols so they have time in that snatch event. But I'll tell you what, everyone that we've seen, and the athletes that are going, hammering through that, they are tired by the time they get to the snatches. So how hard are they going to go? What kind of rep set are they going to do? We've already seen all these athletes drop the wall ball just to kind of give themselves a little bit of a break, making sure that the pistol's going to be okay. But what's going to be interesting is when we hit the pull-ups, what kind of rep to work ratio they're going to do with that.
And here are your top 5 men. Alex Nettie in lane 4, Jared Stevens in 5, Historic in 6, Allen in 7, and Casper Bauer in 8. Now, Casper Bauer, we don't know how his 100s workout went because he was on the team in 2011, but we do know he had a very, very good dumbbell snatch. In fact, he was just second to Jared Stevens, and they were only separated by 1 second. So, like we said, the race will be in the 100s at the end. These men are about 3/4 of the way through, taking very controlled breaks, knowing that it's kind of a cat and mouse game in these first 200 reps.
Yeah, I just don't think that they're going to try to go all the way, balls to the wall, kind of a setup for this with the wall balls. I just don't think that's going to happen. You saw Jared Stevens actually drop the ball, rested for a good 15 seconds or so, try to calm everything down and then get back into it. Again, this is not the hard part of the workout. This is just the start. And the average time that we're seeing on the wall balls is around 4 minutes. So you can see we're about 3:30 right now, and people are starting to finish up. I think the pull-ups will be a big chunk of the work. I want to see how people are going to break it up and how they're going to set their pull-ups up.
These men are getting very close to the finish. Kyle Casper Bauer, more than close because he'll be your first man to the pull-up bar. We now move on to 100 chest-to-bar pull-ups, and Kyle Casper Bauer is your first man to the pull-up bar in the fastest time we've seen today, getting done at around 3:40. Now we have Jared Stevens and Justin Allen joining Casper Bauer on the bar. A good shot in lane 1. That is Jordan Childs. An interesting fact, this guy came out of the open in 46th place out of the 48, and he's unaffiliated.
Yeah.
Amazing performance up to this point.
You gotta love when you see a true gym, just a garage CrossFitter coming in and making their way up from that position all the way into the big heat here with the big kids.
They were so used, affiliates are wonderful things, but the birthplace was that garage gym. And to see someone kind of still emerge out of that unaffiliated is kind of a breath of fresh air.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there's so many gyms that are popping up nowadays. I don't think many competitors will be able to do that anymore, but the fact that he's in here, I think that's great.
Another great shot. Look, we have in lane 3, lane 9, and lane 10. That's Cameron Rosano, Drew Heimer, and Brad King, all in blue shirts. Why? Because they're all from the same gym. We have 3 guys out of 12 in this final heat. That's amazing.
Yeah. CrossFit OKC, it's impressive. They must be doing something right in their gym. Not just do they have a handful of athletes overall in the individual event, but now they're all in the big heat competing. That is impressive. That is really impressive. When you look at what their open scores were, they weren't all that great. They were kind of scattered throughout the board. But second day, they reshuffled after yesterday's events, and here they all are competing together.
Brad King competing side by side with his teammate Drew Heimer. In lane 3, that's Cameron Rosenau. His wife is actually competing during these events, and she put up one of the 3rd best times in this event earlier, previously when we saw this event go.
You gotta love the CrossFit families, work together, train together. Make sure everyone's eating paleo at home. What are you doing making me that spaghetti? No, it's actually spaghetti squash. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
All the men are now on the chest-to-bar pull-ups. We're moving through. We do have 100 reps. Kyle Casper Bauer was first to the pull-up bar. He's currently your leader. We're just 6 minutes in.
What's interesting right now, Kyle Casper Bauer, he's doing sets of 3. And in most circumstances, you would think that number is so small. But a set of 3 is a nice, easy chunk. Give yourself a couple seconds rest and get back on the bar. Looks like he's doing something to the effect of 3 reps on, 5 seconds, 8 seconds rest.
Brandon Pistoric is just past the halfway point. Joining him is Justin Allen. He's in the yellow trunks. And there in the center of your screen is Kyle Casper Bauer. Now he's sitting in 5th place, or sitting in 4th place, however. He needs to make, he didn't have a solid day yesterday, but it's still a pretty good day. I mean, top 4 is a good place to be in after 3 events, but he wants to move back up into that comfortable top 2, top 1 positioning moving into this last event.
Well, you know that where he came out of last year at the games, I mean, when you're the 3rd fittest in the world, you know you have some solid fitness. So there, like we talked about earlier, we have a lot of points to still be had. I know he was unhappy with that performance yesterday, but he's got a lot of time and a lot of points to make up, and I think we're going to see a nice showing from him today.
Casper Bauer around 75 reps, so he's 3/4 of the way to go. He was first to the pull-up bar, but Justin Allen and Jared Stevens are slowly reeling him in.
Again, it's that work to rest ratio. How long are you going to be sitting on the floor? If you try to do at 5, that's too big of a number. Your rest is going to be too long. So if they're sitting just at that comfortable 3, just like what Kyle's doing, he's going to be able to move solidly through the pull-up section.
Casper Bauer in the black shirts, Justin Allen in the yellow, Jared Stevens in the back in the red, and Alex Nelly cranking out these pull-ups. He had a great performance in the muscle-ups, second to Jared Stevens. So you know chest bar pull-ups won't be a problem. It's curious to see how these guys handles the pistols, because if they can all stay tight, it's going to come down to those dumbbell snatches. And we know that just looking from last year's stats, Nettie, Historic had that trouble there, but Allen and Casper Bauer are very solid.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens when they get to that point. It will be a race, and that's what we've said all day long, is the true race is once you get to the snatch. All this stuff is all pre-work, kind of kick you in the gut before you get started, see how much pain you can deal with, and then let's start the race. And that's what's going to happen.
Heimer is at 80 reps. He's in lane 9 on the far right of your screen. Casper Bauer just had 90 reps. Now, when we see that there's 5 reps to go, the judge will put their hand in the air to indicate that. Seems that Kyle Casper Bauer is around 93, followed closely by Justin Allen and Jared Stevens. Brandon Pastoric, he's lane 6 right now. He was coming in with the overall lead coming into this 4th event. But hand in the air for the judge, Kyle Casper Bauer in the black shorts, Justin Allen in the yellow. These men have now come within a couple reps of each other, but Casper Bauer will be the first to the pistols. Now, Casper Bauer, shorter athlete, strong athlete. We've got to see how he handles his pistols. Justin Allen is now joining Kyle Casper Bauer, so the race for first place is between lanes 8, 7, and look, Cameron Rosano coming out of lane 3 from CrossFit OKC joins.
Right there, Alex Nettie, you know what? I'm telling you, he's sneaky. You don't really see him, and then all of a sudden he pops right up there, and this is exactly what he's doing. He is consistent. Just like what he did with the muscle-ups yesterday, he just keeps a consistent pace, and he doesn't slow down. In a workout like this, a longer workout for CrossFit, that's something that's going to be hugely important, and it's going to be interesting to see how that carries him through to the end of the workout.
Back of your screen, Brandon Pastoric, your overall leader coming into event 4, has now moved his way to the pistols. Kyle Casper Bauer has finished his first set at 20. An interesting kind of kickback with the front leg on those pistols.
You know, everyone has a unique way of handling the pistols, whether you're going to hold on to the foot, whether you kind of curl it around to the front a little bit. It does take a little bit of hip flexor use if you're going to just hang it out there and not hold on to it. All of this stuff is going to play into, one, the snatches that are coming up, and I'll tell you what, it plays into your deadlifts and your box jumps also, using those hips and really, really blasting that part of your body.
Casper Bauer, 5 more reps till he's finished with this set of 40. He's currently in the lead, followed closely by Justin Allen in the yellow trunks. Jared Stevens has finally come back to the mat, so he's starting his pistols. But it seems that Casper Bauer determined to get through these, because judging by last year, those dumbbell snatches are something he's actually going to enjoy doing.
You know, with Kyle Casper, look at the way he, just like you were talking about, like side kick, there is a rule that you need to keep that foot out in front of you, past the plane of your other foot the whole time. Everyone else has their foot straight out in front. Kyle actually kind of kicks his just off to the side. It's legal, but that's just the way what he needs to do with his balance and his flexibility issues.
Brandon Pastoric in the gray trunks, Jared Stevens in the red. Brandon's trying to catch up. He was a little late to the pistols along with Jared. But looking back to last year, he struggled with that dumbbell snatch. Now, granted, it was at 100 pounds. This is at 70. But with someone like Kyle Casper Bauer finishing in the top there, he knows he's going to have to make up some ground here, because he's going to have a hard time making it up during those snatches.
You know, that's totally true, but I think at the same time, it's a different race. That one was a sprint with that heavier weight. This one is a lot longer, even though it's lighter. So it's a little bit more of a long, slow duration effect rather than a sprint where you have to whip those dumbbells off the ground real quick and then sprint in between.
Kyle Casper, he's now on the set of 80, which means he's between the 60 and 80. He's around 70, 72 reps. So he's coming into the last quarter of this. Nettie just got a no rep. He's around 60. He's moved up to the Yeti. So Nettie, strong and consistent, just like you said, but it's Casper right now paving the way and moving forward. He's almost to that set. There he is. He's got his last 20 reps here before we move on to the dumbbell snatch. Kyle Casper is leading this heat 4.
I'll tell you what, his time right now, he's just under 13 minutes getting into that. If he can get off of the pistols around 14 minutes, he's going to have an unbelievable time overall for this workout.
These men chasing the time to beat today, set by Philip Knight in heat 4 at a time of 22:56. But with the way Casper is moving and his efficiency that we believe he has on the snatches, he may be trying to chase that event record set by Jason Khalipa at a time of 20:15.
You know, Nettie's chasing him down, though. He's reeling him in. He's up to his last set of 20, but wow.
And Kyle Casper moving to the last 100 reps. He has 100 dumbbell snatches to go at 70 pounds. Now, they're going to have to alternate, meaning he's got to switch hands every time he completes a rep, as well as controlling that weight. But Alex Nettie is still charging in second place. He's actually being joined by Duke Burke in lane 11, has moved up into that third place position.
Right there, Alex Nettie is doing a great job. Just like we said the entire time, slow and consistent. He doesn't slow down. He just keeps on moving the whole time. It's going to be interesting to see how his slow and consistent works on the dumbbell snatch. I'll tell you what, his time right now is unbelievable. He's doing great.
Casper standing alone on the dumbbell snatches, but he will soon be joined by this man right here. Alex Nettie is moving on to his 100 dumbbell snatches, and these guys are right on pace. We're just past the 14:30 mark. It's faster than we've seen anybody get to this point so far in this regional, and Kyle Casper making short work of these 70-pound dumbbell snatches.
You can see him rubbing his hands right now. He's looking at his hands. He actually tore his calluses on the pull-ups. That might affect him, one, in this workout, but then also we have heavy deadlifts and some rope climbs and some heavy cleans later. That's something that we may not see in this event that we're going to see damage, but that could definitely go and wreck him for the rest of the competition.
It's true. This is only event 4, and as much as I wish event 4 ended for me last week, we still have 3 more after this, so we have to have some concern how this will affect the other 3 events we have.
Right there's a really, really good shot of Alex Nettie and Kyle Casper going rep for rep. Again, Alex Nettie, he's mechanical. He's not super fast. He just keeps on going. I wouldn't say that the form is real particularly great. He's using a lot of back and a lot of arm on this. Maybe it's because of the pistols that he just did, but he's doing great.
Casper he's now done with his first set of 20. Justin Allen and Brandon Pastoric has joined him, and in the back in the red lifting shoes is, there you see, Jordan Childs, the unaffiliated 46th place out of the open, has now joined our top leaders.
You know, it's just impressive. It's impressive seeing how they're working, but right in the center of your screen, who I really want to see make a move right now is Brandon Pastoric. Last year, he was 4th in the regional. He's a games veteran. He's been there twice before. He really wants to get back in this, and I want him to do well. He's had a great event so far. He needs to make a move now on these snatches.
Alex Nettie, there's a good shot. Jordan Childs, 23 years old, coming in 46th out of the open. It's just an amazing performance to see the difference between where he was 6 weeks ago up to this point right now.
Totally unbelievable. Actually, this whole heat is a showing of that, you know, where everyone was in the open versus where they are now.
Most of your men are now on to the snatches, but they're all chasing this man right here, Kyle Casper in the black shorts, followed by Justin Allen in the yellow, Jared Stevens in the red, and Brandon Pastoric in the gray shorts. He was your overall leader coming into this event. He was a little bit late to these dumbbell snatches, and it seems to be taking its toll on him a little bit, kind of like we had predicted.
You know, right there, Alex Nettie. Let me tell you how important this event is for him. Currently, he's sitting in 5th place, but only by 1 point behind Kyle Casper. Depending how this plays out for him, this could actually propel him into 3rd place, and he needs to have those low points so that he can get himself into the game. He's been always on the fringe this year and on the other years as well. This may be the one workout that propels him into the big show.
Casper Bauer at 35 reps. He has one more before he moves on to the set between 40 and 60. You see him taking a little breather there. Justin Allen has now moved up, followed by Brandon Pastoric in the gray. He's moving forward, and Jared Stevens, strong competitor. He actually won the dumbbell snatch event last year, so he does have some strength that he needs to try to catch up towards the end.
You know, it's unique that you have this many athletes that are literally going rep for rep this close, this late into the event. Usually they kind of spread out, but this really shows how evenly matched a lot of these athletes are, especially in this one particular workout. I want to see who's going to go all the way, though. You got to empty the tank on this one and see just how far you can go.
Casper Bauer has moved on to his set to 60, but there you see Alex Nettie in the gray and the white headband seems to be struggling a little bit with his second set of 20.
Yeah. If you kind of add it all together, you just had 100 wall balls, you had a lot of pistols. Hands are now torn with Kyle, so a lot of factors just start to play into your head. So it's not just being tired, it's all these other things you have to deal with. He is moving really well, though. He's using a lot of his hips. He's not using just his arm, trying to just swing the kettlebell up, the dumbbell up. He's moving efficiently, which is still good for him.
Casper Bauer around 50 to 55 reps, but he's now met with Justin Allen. Brandon Pastoric has moved up. Now Jared Stevens is still far behind, but Alex Nettie has joined as well, though the field is starting to come together more towards the end. We're just past the 20-minute mark here at Navy Pier. We're at Heat 4 of Event 4, the hundreds workout, and we're in these last 5 minutes. I think we're gonna see a battle to see who can take this heat, but these guys are chasing Philip Knight with a time of 22:56. They have about 2.5 minutes to get there. It's going to be close.
You know, this just goes to show how great of a time Philip's score actually was. Blazing fast. He finished in 1.5 minutes from where these guys are now. It's a tough workout. You know, you think whether you practice it or at home or not, you think you know what this is going to feel like. It's different when you get in a competitive environment like this, when you have the other good athletes right side by side. You don't want to let down. Sometimes you go out a little too hard. You can see these guys are, look at them, all hands on their knees. This is a time where it's like, how much guts do you have? Not just can I physically do it, because all of them are physically capable, but it hurts right now. Who's going to be able to push through that pain?
Kyle Casper Bauer on the far right of your screen with Alex Nettie on the far left of your screen. These are your top 2 men in this heat. We're past that 21-minute mark, and in the middle we have that battle for third between Jared Stevens, Brandon Pastoric, and Justin Allen.
These guys are virtually going head-to-head right now. It's unbelievable. I tell you what, Kyle is just grunting this out. I know he wants to get that payback from yesterday. He wants to show everyone what the third fittest man on the planet can do, and he's doing a great job just gutting it out right now. It's just straight grunt work.
And we've seen this event take its toll on all athletes to this point. I mean, we've been watching them. They've been moving till the buzzer, and as soon as it hits, they just hit the floor just to show the effort that these guys are putting forth. Alex Nettie in the left of your screen. Now Jared Stevens is basically almost taking a knee, trying to rest and recover for this final push. We have 3 minutes left in this event. Alex Nettie on your left, followed by Jared Stevens and Brandon Pistoric. And now Duke Burke in lane 11 has moved up to the final 20 snatches. He has now taken the lead over Kyle Casper, coming out of nowhere.
He totally slid under the radar on that one. Nobody saw him at all. And he is moving right now. Look at him, he's just moving effortlessly. How do we not see him doing that the entire time?
He's at 87 reps. He's 13 until he's done. And Alex Nettie in the back of your screen has now moved in his final 20. Kyle Casper Bauer is fading.
I can't believe he's shutting down so much, but now the race is between Duke Burke and Alex Nettie. Alex Nettie is just hammering right now, but I am shocked at Duke Burke. He is just doing unbelievable. Kyle Casper Bauer, look, he's just slowing down, tending to his hands.
Duke Burke, hand in the air. He has 3 reps left. He's at 23:12. He's not going to get the best time to beat, which is 22:56, but he is going to come out of lane 11 and out of nowhere to take this final heat at an official time, 23:23.
That is impressive. Impressive.
Alex Nettie, he's on his final 5 reps. He has pulled ahead. He is now being chased by the rest of the field. Alex Nettie needing a great time right here. They're almost at that 25-minute mark. The last rep for Alex Nettie, and he will take second in this heat.
You know what? He did great in the hundreds 2 years ago. He just did great right now here.
Kyle Casper Bauer, first off the wall ball. The pull-ups and the pistols has now been caught and passed by 2. And Justin Allen, moving like a man possessed, is trying to pass him for the 3rd person. They have about 45 seconds left. Justin Allen looks over, hand in the air for Kyle Casper Bauer. He has 5 reps left. Hand in the air for Justin Allen. He has 3. Casper Bauer has 3. Head to head, we have 30 seconds left to go. Who's it gonna be? Justin Allen, in the end, passes Kyle Casper Bauer.
Wow, that was a race. That right there was a race.
What a finish by these 2 athletes. We have 20 seconds left. Hand in the air for Brandon Pistoric. He might finish this as well, and he comes in with an unofficial time of 24:50. What an unbelievable charge at the end just to finish this workout.
I tell you what, that right there was impressive. All of these athletes, the way they came out of just pure, I mean, that was a pure fight. That was all heart right there. That right there is what I love about CrossFit. It's not just the work, it's just how much guts do you have.
All heart and all fight, but it was all about this man out of lane 11, Duke Burke from CrossFit 402, coming out of left field to take this heat. There's Kyle Casper Bauer. Now, he put in a lot of effort here to make some moves, and it didn't pay off. That might come to bite him for event 5 because they have a lot of heavy work to do coming up later.
This event right here is the make or break you for the rest of your weekend. You know it, I know it. Backs are going to be sore, and now what they need to do is prepare themselves to lift some heavy weight. I tell you what, this is going to be how everyone recovers from this is now where the event is what the event's all about. Visibly disturbed. Kyle Casper Bauer is not happy. He still had a great event overall, but he really wanted to win that.
Well, that was Kyle Casper Bauer. He's taken 4th, but let's take it to the man who took 1st, down with Amanda, Duke Burke.
Duke, hey, congratulations. I have to be honest, you snuck up on us. Where did you come from?
Well, I went team last year and just started training really hard this year. It's difficult with CrossFit. It's kind of a secondary thing. I'm a teacher and coach, so you kind of have to find where it is, but finally got on a good training plan individually and was hoping to kind of sneak up on people, but the burpee muscle-ups kind of ruined that last night, but hope to work my way back up there in the next 3 workouts.
No, you absolutely snuck up on people today. I don't think there's any question about that. What was it like for you to compete today with these other amazing athletes? How did that drive you?
Well, it drives you a lot. I mean, these guys are like the professional athletes of our sport. and to have the opportunity to compete side by side with them and battle with them is second to none. And I think that just pushes you along more than training ever could.
What can we expect from you this afternoon with the deadlift box jumps?
To do my best and see what happens. Have a game plan for it. Let's see if the game plan pans out for me or not.
Tell you what, we're looking forward to it, Duke. Congratulations today.
I appreciate it.
Bill and Chase.
Thanks, Amanda, and congratulations to Duke. Well, the highest volume is now over, but the heaviest weight is still to come. Event 5, the deadlift box jump, will be waiting for these athletes. For official results and current standings, visit games.crossfit.com. Rest your backs because we're all going to need them this afternoon. For Bill Grundler, I'm Chase Ingram. Stay tuned for more regional coverage from the Southwest coming up next.